Hello and welcome to this short video about Jaguar XK8 component speakers. This is video 80 in my series of XK8 videos. In this video I'm going to show you some speakers I've got, separate component speakers with a tweeter, woofer and crossover, and I'm going to unbox them. They're the Vibe 6C-4V, a very budget component speaker set. I'm going to do this through 4 sections in the video. Section 1 I'm going to do an unboxing and run quickly through the manual. Section 2, have a look at the different component speakers and the individual components of the set. Section 3 then, I'll look at the woofer comparison, which is the main speaker, and compare it with the OEM and my previous budget replacement speaker. And then finally, section 4, look at the tweeter size and how that will fit behind the grille, because this is the main driver for buying these component speakers, is the separate tweeter. If you've been watching my recent videos, I've been replacing my speakers, particularly the front door speakers. I did that using some very cheap branded speakers, basically the cheapest branded speakers I could find on eBay. The results were quite mixed. So I'm now looking at the stage 1 component speaker, which is the next step up, if you would, but again at the budget level. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in Jaguar XK8s or Jaguar XKRs, X100s. If you are, mind to suggest you subscribe to my channel by pressing the rectangular red subscribe button with subscribe written on it, clicking the bell to be reminded when videos are aired, and click the thumbs up if you like the video, or thumbs down if you don't. And if you have any questions or comments, please ask them in the comment section below the video. Okay then, section 1, unboxing and the manual. Now for anybody watching, these are Vibe Pulse 6C-4V speakers. So here we go, they come in a very nice box. And it's reassuringly heavy. That's the good positive first sign. Really heavy. There's some weight in there. They're manufactured by Vibe Audio, designed and engineered in England, made somewhere probably in the Far East. It doesn't actually say, but I assume it's something like that. Quite common these days. It is a 6-component speaker system. It has separate tweeter and crossover, and a 6-inch woofer speaker, 40 watts RMS minimum. My stereo is a standard stereo, no amplifier on the XK8. In theory it pumps out 20 RMS per channels, but I think these speakers will be good enough to drive or be driven by that head unit. Open up the paperwork then. We got the limited warranty for 12 months. We got the actual cutting template for the different type of speakers, and then the actual manual for this 6-component set. A bit about the warranty, speaker installation guidelines, tweeter installation. You can have surface mount, flush mount, or a couple of different types of flush mounted. And then wiring, you get all the wiring included in this kit. It's all fairly easy. You can either wire directly to the head unit or via an amp. You can call them up at a cost of 50p per minute. No thank you. Here we have the specs. So Pulse 6C-4V, 40 RMS. So that's the main details I wanted to know. Let's have a look at the speakers then. Let's get them out. It's a box within a box here. Again, reassuringly heavy. Fight to get it out. Come on. There you go. Oops, torn the box slightly. Sorry about that. Put that to one side. Here we go. What do they look like? Oh, they're quite big. They fill the box. Here we have the 3 components. We've got the main woofer speaker. 240 watts, 80 watts RMS, minimum input 40 watts, series 6. The crossover and wiring. Lots of wiring by the looks of it. Nice emboss on the crossover there, and then we have the tweeter. It's already pre-wired. Quite a big unit now. I might struggle here. There you go. There's the 3 components, 6 altogether in this set. Plus you get all the screws, fixings, and additional wiring. Oh, have a quick look at the OEM speaker compared to the new one. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. That's going to be quite good, methinks. That's a good sign. Yeah, impressed with that. Okay. Put that back in. There you go. Back in the box. Okay then. Section 2 then. Let's look at the component speakers in a little bit more detail. Let's unwrap them and have a closer look. So back to the box. Sorry about that. Let's get this woofer out. Get it out of the wrapper. So it comes with a grille and a surround. Oh, they're separate. Oh, the surround comes off. Got a nice pressed grille. And here we have Pulse 6C woofer speaker. Plastic cone. It's about 165mm diameter. I'll put them on to the side. Then we have the tweeter we saw before. Let's get it out of the bag. Okay. So I believe this comes apart. You should be able to get the tweeter out. I'm hoping I can in order to fit it behind the standard grille, which I'll come into later. But let's try and undo it. It's very nice plastic moulding. It should just twist off. Oh, there you go. Now the actual tweeter will swivel within the standard housing in order to direct it towards your ear to give you the best sound. But I think for my purposes I'm going to be trying to take it apart as much as possible to get behind my standard grille. There you go. That's the tweeter. Then the crossover. Let's take that packet. Sorry, unceremoniously open the packet. Lots of wiring. Could always cut that back if it's too much. Oh, it's pre-wired. Nice emboss, vibe emboss on the crossover. Well branded. That's the main lead. And then it splits off to the woofer and the tweeter. All very nice. I'm happy with that. Looks quite good. Okay then, section 3, a bit of a comparison of the different woofers. Main speaker between the OEM, the budget JVC one I bought, and now this component woofer. So the main issue seemed to be the size of the magnet. So if I compare the magnets here, the OEM one and my original budget one, it's quite disappointing. The size of the magnet is tiny. Now if I compare this with the new component one, there's a substantial difference, a substantial upgrade there. And even compared to the OEM magnet on the back of that speaker, it's bigger. It's bigger, which also a bit of a concern about the power of the head unit, to be honest, whether there would be enough oomph to drive these speakers, but seemingly there is. The overall diameter is slightly bigger, might give me a slight problem when fitting, but nothing I can't overcome, I don't believe. The other JVC speaker was the same size as the OEM. As I say, the new speaker is slightly bigger diameter. There you go. So just to run through the details, so the original Philips triple cone speakers, which you can get replacements of, albeit they are second hand via eBay and other internet retailers, they're roughly retailing about £35 each, so they're not cheap and they are old ones. The diameter of them is 6 inches or 160 millimeters. The diameter of the magnet is quite substantial, it's 70 millimeters. They're roughly 20 RMS or 20 watt speakers, albeit that's what I'm assuming because that's what my head unit is rated at. And the depth is quite a nice chunky depth of 70 millimeters, albeit there's a raised lip around the edge of the speaker. The second speaker, or the first replacement speaker I used, was this budget JVC two-way speaker, CSJ 620X. The diameter of that was the same, 160, 6 inches. The diameter of the magnet is a lot smaller, 60 millimeters, which you saw earlier on. The RMS is 30, and the depth again is smaller at 48. Now these speakers are quite adequate, a bit lacking in bass, but you get what you pay for. They're £18 on eBay a pair. Moving on then to the budget stage 1 component speaker, the Vibe 6CV4s. These are £36 on eBay for the 6 components, which is extremely good value, in my opinion. The diameter is slightly bigger, 165 millimeter. The diameter of the magnet is bigger than all of the others, at 80 millimeters. The RMS was worryingly high at 40. And the depth is 65, 65, albeit it's really very similar to the OEM one, to be honest. Very, very similar. Section 4 then, the tweeter size. So just checking the tweeter size against the standard grille. I've took all the outer casing off, and it's still quite big. The depth is roughly okay. See, we can cope with the depth. It's the overall diameter. It looks to be a bit big. There is an outer rim that looks like it can be removed somehow. I may have to get busy with my hacksaw. Some basic dimensions then. So we're looking, it's, what we got there, it's about 16 millimeters high. Diameter of the actual unit inside is roughly 28 millimeters in diameter. Now if we look at the grille, what are we playing with there? We're looking at a similar sort of diameter, 28 mil diameter. So it will go in with a bit of persuasion, but got to be hacking that a bit, I think. So there you go, unboxing and the manual, the component speakers, the woofer comparison, and a little bit of a insight in the tweeter size. Next step, I'm going to be fitting and testing them. I have fitted and tested them just to prove, and it did work. So watch out for that video shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you find that useful. If you're thinking of upgrading or changing your speakers, please like, share, comment and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK8 videos.